Hi, it's Liz from Old Stables Crafts and welcome to another of my videos sneak peeking a new product that's coming in the mini catalogue. Customers can order from it from the 6th of September. If you want to get your hands on it sooner than that, you can always save money and get one of the starter kits. You can put whatever you want in it up to a value of £130 or €175, and it will cost you just £99 or €129. And it has free shipping. Yay! Anyway, let me flip the camera down and show you what I've got on my desk. Let's just pop the other light on. So I've got a bit of a melee here. This is what we're going to be making. Now for this I used the, what's it called? The Halloween paper, but it's called Them Bones. And I used the Stamp Set and Die Bundle Tricks and Treats. I obviously used the house here and also one of the dies which has Boo. This is in this paper that is glow in the dark, and I've just popped it onto some window sheet so it hangs kind of across like that. I used this paper, so I've got this going round. Obviously there's a seam there, but it starts there and it goes all the way round just by careful planning of where I die cut. I've got some of the Starry Sky metallic ribbon from the annual catalogue. I've popped one of our 6x8 cello bags in. I've cut about 1 inch off at the top and I've just tied that in a bow. It's actually not got anything in it other than tissue paper, but you know. Anywho, so I thought I would make one that's non-Halloween, because I know not everyone embraces Halloween. Let me just show you the die that I'm going to be using. It's this one, basically, which you die cut twice. And rather than this paper, I'm going to use this gorgeous paper from Winter Meadow. One day I'll get all the names right. This is the most stunning pack of paper. It's got kind of frost images on the back, but in colours. So the colour scheme for this is black, blueberry bushel, garden green, lost lagoon, misty moonlight, moody mauve, pebbled path, pretty peacock, shaded spruce, and smoky slate. So my guess would be that this is Lost Lagoon. Beautiful little trees. It's very much more winter than Christmas. Blueberry bushel, I would suggest. This is just stunning paper. This is smoky slate, but that frosty look again with this gorgeous paper on the other side. And I've used some of it already. Again, frost with these berries, which are just gorgeous in moody mauve. And then this, which is Pebble Path kind of frost, which is the paper we're going to be using today. And then we've got this, which is Misty Moonlight Frost, with this stunning paper on the other side. I mean, it really is the most amazing paper. Great for scrapbooking, because it's kind of just backgrounds. So what I am proposing to do is to take this paper, and much as I did the previous time, I'm going to be cutting off the legs of the deer, but never mind. But I'm going to be using this paper to get this lovely tree scene. So yeah, obviously if you want to make cards with it, you cut it in half and then you can get 3 cards out of each half. So I'm going to start by trimming it down to the height I need for the die, which is 13 centimeters or 5 1/4 inches, because there's no point in wasting all this lovely paper if I don't need to. And then we will start die cutting. It's a really easy bag to make, and you can change the size simply by lopping the top off or adding some on. So you would partial die cut. Obviously you are limited by the width or height of your die cut machine. Where did I put that die? Did I do something stupid? Oh yes, put it away. Right, so I'm just going to pop this right on the edge there so that it's square. And grab my cutting plate. I think it's about time I put new plates on. What I tend to do is when there's a new catalogue, which of course there is, I swap the top plate and make that the bottom plate and then bring in a new top plate. That way I've always got one clean plate and one plate that is being cut into. So that's our first die cut. I'll just rip the straggly bits off. And this again, I want to line up as close to that die cut edge as possible. Like that. And die cut again. And we've still got that little bit at the end, which we can use for a card or a tag or something like that. So let's just get that out of the way. As I'm filming this, I've just come back from the gym and we were doing a lot of shoulder work. And as we did a lot of shoulder work earlier in the week, my shoulders are screaming at me. Right. So we've got this piece left, which would make either a nice tag or you can pop it onto the front of a card. So nothing wasted. Then we just fold on the score lines and just gently pop them into place. Don't go mad, we are talking paper here. Now obviously cutting it down is really easy because you just lop some off the top. If you wanted to make the bag higher, taller, what I would do is you'd obviously have to cut your pieces first and put it through, but avoid die cutting that bit, so put the plate so that it starts there, then run it through and then you can extend up and die cut. So you can either start at the bottom and work down, or start at the bottom and work up, or start at the top and work down, is what I'm trying to say. But you can just, as I say, do partial die cutting to extend the height, or just do it by eye. But again, it would be partial die cutting. Now for my original, I used liquid adhesive for speed. I'm going to use tear and tape. It will come off my stand. There's the end. So I'm just going to pop that along this fold line here, just inside of the fold line so that it's not over the fold, and then pull that off and do the same again with this one. If I go the other end, then I can, this is cut at an angle, so let's use that angle to our advantage. Like that. And then burnish that down. Now we're going to need adhesive on our flaps as well, but I'll do that once we have decided which is the front and which is the back. Now let's get that new take your pick tool, which is perfect for lifting up tear and tape. It's a lovely hook. You see, there's this lovely hook. Now obviously you don't want to stab yourself with it, but it works perfectly for tear and tape. Okay, so take your unstuck bag and just line it up so that the crease here lines up and you've got your cut edge against that fold line, like that. Burnish, and then again take your tear and tape off, and this time it's actually a little bit easier because all you've got to do is fold this over. Do still make sure that you're lining up your fold lines at the bottom, and then you can just press down like that. Now for my Halloween one, I zigzagged the top because in the die set there is a zigzag, and what they suggest is that you die cut it once you put your bag together, but not completely. You can just pop this across the top and die cut, and it will go through both layers. I will need that one. In fact, I will need that one. Oh, I should have done that before I put the two bits together. So I'm going to squash my bag. In fact, I'm going to squash it so it goes in, like that, and go all the way down. So this you should do before you put your die cuts together. You can just lay your two die cuts on top of each other and die cut the holes. However, I am going to go out because I don't want holes on my crease. This is how not to do it. Of course, I could just reshoot the video, but I don't do that. So you get a choice of holes. You can either have this one, which is the wider hole, or a narrower hole. Let me just grab a narrower as in the diameter, so it's the same width across, but just narrower in circumference, which is the one I used for the Halloween bag. So imagine these two are not stuck together. You've just placed them together and you're going to run them through at once, or both at the same time. It will give you a really nice crease on your bag as well, so it will emphasise those creases that I've decided to put in. Take that off, don't want that. Pop that away, remove my low tack tape, and those are my two holes. Possibly a little close to the top, but they're fine. They are fine. Put that back and let me just show you. So you've got this one and this one, but the holes are, they start at the same point. So these edges line up. This one is just a bit shorter because the circumference is smaller. Okay, so having got our holes in place, let's pop our bag together. So I'm going to add a little bit of tear and tape to my flaps. And I'm going to put it a little bit in from the end, or the fold line, because these bits, which is where they're going to attach, are angled, so you don't want it all the way to the edge. As if I was using my tear and tape picker-upper, this would be easier. So why am I not doing it? And I'm still not doing it. I'm determined to get it off with my fingernail, that's why. Okay, so we need to decide the front to the back. So this is where a seam is on that side. Well, there's going to be a seam on both sides. Which do I prefer? I think I'm going to make this the front. So those go in. Those go, that one goes in. And then I need some tear and tape on this. Again, do not go all the way to the fold line, because can you see we've got this gap? You don't want tear and tape on that gap. So I'm going to add a piece of tear and tape to this. And I'll just go in and burnish that down. And then I'm going to pop a piece on that flap. So if I put it on the edge of the flap, that will make sure that that's stuck. See, it's so much easier with my clever take your pick tool. I don't know if that's what it's meant for, but it works really well. And then I find that your liquid glue works quite well getting into the base of your bag. And then all I want to do now is take some of this lovely see-through ribbon. What's it called? It's called silver and white ribbon. Well, that's descriptive. Okay. So let's feed it through. I'm going to give it quite a nice handle. And possibly not that long, about like that. So I want it about there. Cut there. And this I'm going to pop through there. Tie these two together. And I do want to make sure that my ribbon isn't twisted, because that's just one of the things that I get a bit of a hang up about. If you don't care if your ribbon is twisted, that's absolutely fine. I just have a few little hang-ups that I just have to deal with. Tie that in a knot, trim that end. Now if you want to stop it fraying, you could get a match or a lighter and just seal the end. It is nylon, so it's nylon and metallic, so it will seal the end if you pop it to a flame. And there is our little bag. So that's that one, and this is our Halloween one. Obviously you can add a tag to that. We could in fact use this as our tag. Ooh, and I've just had a thought. So let me. So I'm going to trim this to 2 inches. Actually, I'm going to trim it there and then trim it down to 2 inches, because I want that deer to be front and centre. And let me grab, if I can find it reasonably quickly. Oh, why is it that whenever you want something on the fly you can't find it? No. Okay, it doesn't matter, I can do it manually. So let's just trim that down a wee bit. Let's take it to 4 inches and grab myself my little hole punch, and I can just pop a hole in, grab some white baker's twine. This is from the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. Pop that through, and where did I put my bag? There's my bag. Pop that through the handle. Is that the front? It is the front. Wow. Tie it in a knot, clip my end, and there we have a tag to go with our bag. So both of our bags now have tags. So there we are. Same basic bag, just 2 different designs. So I hope you have enjoyed that. Do look at the Tricks and Treats dies, even if you don't like the stamp set. Just that bag die is ace. So yeah, think of all those lovely little treats you can get in there. Just perfect for either hanging on your Christmas tree, popping on your table, or using for trick or treat. Thank you very much indeed. Let me flip the camera back up. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that. A thumbs up is always appreciated, and remember, if you don't already subscribe, you can do that by clicking the subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. If you go to the description bar, you'll find a link to the blog post that goes with this, and find some close-up photos and all that good stuff. If you're in Europe or the UK, if you want to shop with me, I would be thrilled if you would do that. It's people who shop with me that really make a difference to my business. Or alternatively, if you want to do the best thing you could possibly do, get that discount, join Stamping Up with the starter kit, and remember you can put anything in it you want, including items from the new catalogues. Thank you very much indeed. I will see you again very soon, I hope. Bye for now.